Meanwhile, at the Hall of Cage.
Well, I'm one of those fortunate people who like my job, sir. Got my first chemistry set when I was 7, blew my eyebrows off. We never saw the cat again. Been into it ever since.
I did a bare 360 triple backflip in front of 22,000 people. It's kind of funny. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Oh my God, a gun!
Somehow they managed to get every creeping freak in the universe in this one plane.
Coffee and a muffin. Okay, so I need to establish themes. Maybe banana nut. That's a good muffin.
So just quiet down, my little one, and call me Dad.
We get some balloons and go to the puppet show.
Sorry, boss, but there's only 2 men I trust. One of them's me, and the other's not you.
Gord. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Now that's
sausages.
the fucking episode I'm ready for.
I'm so terrified. No bueno.
I imagine that's a movie that doesn't have a Blu-ray, and I'm sad.
No.
I don't know. It might.
We're about to find out on the show. Does
Fantastic.
Freddy got fingered?
And that's why everyone.
I mean, there are so many things that I would not expect to have DVD copies, let alone Blu-ray copies. I would not be surprised if there is a DVD or Blu-ray copy of Freddy got fingered.
I want to say there is, but I might just be making that up. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out momentarily.
Momentarily on this episode.
Momentarily.
The only format you can get this fucking movie is DVD and VHS, bitches.
Nice.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh man, not even UMD, the
PlayStation portable version,
PSP, whatever the fuck that was.
Oh, but
Guy, you want to watch movies on a really shitty screen in like 240p? We got the shit for you. It's called PlayStation Portable.
God.
And every kid, myself included, who had one of those fucking things used it as a fucking MP3 player. And it was the most unpractical fucking thing on the planet.
I don't remember what movie we were watching, but we were at the theater watching a movie, and there was a kid a couple rows in front of us on his PSP watching the trailer for the movie we were there to see.
That's pretty impressive. I also remember a time that we went to a thrift store and bought Cody a UND version of Air Force One. Sorry to Harrison Ford.
Nothing like a blurry, shitty sound quality version of "Get Off My Plane."
Yeah. I mean, like,
That's the only thing I remember from
I feel like because VHS markets have such like a dedicated fandom, because people like watching VHS on those old CRT TVs. Mm-hmm. Where are the UMD people? They're just like, this is their weird fascination of a media format.
I feel like
you want to know the weirdest one I heard was I went down like a fucking vaporwave rabbit hole, and there's some like vaporwave artists that only release their music on fucking Game Boy Advance cartridges.
Nice.
wow.
And that's pretty commitment to like a.
And I mean, they get like the box and they put it in there like the GBA.
Fucking UMDs are my laser discs. I never even had a PSP.
I didn't either.
It's okay. Sony didn't care if you did or not.
They really didn't care if you had a Vita. That's for damn sure.
It's like PSP. Who cares? Vita. Fuck you.
Unless you're a Kingdom Hearts fan.
I mean, like, I didn't get a smartphone until 2014. Before that, like, I had a flip phone. That was the first MP3 player I had. Before that, I had a fucking CD playing Walkman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept it in his back pocket.
I still have my Walkman. Actually, it still works.
I mean, yeah, I still got a CD player from the 90s. It still plays.
Yeah.
I just hated how, like, you had to be really careful, especially with the cheap CD players, or you just get the
Yep. One tiny table jostle. I was like, hey, now, you're a star. Bring your game on. Go. Hey, oh, damn it. I'm trying to listen to Smash Mouth, the stupid CD player.
You had to lay perfectly still.
Skip protection my ass.
Yeah. I'm just trying to listen to fucking Creed.
It's
now.
like you mean to tell me while I'm listening to my own prison, I can't throw my CD player like it's a goddamn Nerf ball across the room and still expect to hear "Should Have Been Dead on a Sunday Morning" banging in my head without any interruptions.
Look, I'm just saying, I had a cassette player, and when I was blasting out Matchbox 20's 3 a.m., I could toss that fucker across the room, nothing would happen. You know, I could just like Joe Montana that shit into the kitchen wall, and I'd still hit it. It's 3 a.m., I must be lonely. You know, and it was fun. But the CD player, you sneeze at the fucker and just start skipping.
I'm just wishing there's like, what is it, Fisher Price or whatever, Leapfrog, that had like, hey, kids today have tablets. What if he had just like a 6-inch like rubber cover around this like laptop for children, where they just yeet them some bitches down the stairs and it still works. That, but for 1990 CD players.
You know, I've thought about releasing music exclusively on those toothbrushes that you could only hear when you were brushing your teeth.
The ones that can only play like 30-second loops.
Yeah.
No, you have one version that plays Kiss, the other version that plays Hannah Montana, or better yet, hit clips.
Let's just bring back hit clips.
That were more expensive than CDs and only played 60 seconds of a song.
Which, God, that was, the late 90s, early 2000s.
But unless you got around McDonald's drive-thru at the right time and you got them in the Happy Meal.
Yeah.
Those are weird. Who wanted that?
They were so.
idea.
I remember specifically in my elementary school, kids would have like jangling like keychains of like several of them, and then they would look at a kid who got like a CD. It's like, fucking nerd.
Like, there were no hit clips in my school. It was just all the girls crowding around this one dude who played drums and brought his Third Eye Blind CD to school with him. So, you know, on the off chance you're listening, fuck you, Todd. Nobody really liked you.
Did he like bring the CD? Did you see this CD that I take home and listen to three times
like he
at home?
He was passing around the book like, look at these
After
lyrics,
homework.
you guys. And I'm like, I had just shown up to that Christian school. So, like, I had been in public schools. I was like, what the fuck are you talking? It's Third Eye Blind, you lame piece of shit.
And the thing is Third Eye Blind's not like the worst band ever.
No.
But it's like, is this the band you're really going to get excited about?
I guess when you have like very small like reference pools of like what indulgences a like very sheltered Christian child would have, like that's their like, oh, hey, check out, guys, watch out, I got some badass shit to show you. Third Eye Blind,
man.
Yeah, no, that was exactly how that shit went down.
just to make you shit your fucking drawers.
All the girls were like, and this is like 6th grade, so all the girls were like, oh my god, that's so cool that you listen to such a grown-up band. And I'm like, I brought my Tenacious D CD, you guys. You
Fuck off, loser. And they
Because
spit
it's
in your
the
face.
Guys.
It's Third Eye. It's talking about the dick hole. It's dirty. Don't listen to it.
Man, speaking of Third Eye Blind, today at work, they were playing some of the weirdest, like, jumps. And like, we got Jumper by Third Eye Blind.
wish you would step
Back from that ledge, my friend.
I would have that.
And then it was just kind of like pretty like milquetoast, like 2000s like radio hits. I'm like, okay, I've heard these 1,000 times.
Nelly Furtado.
Bitch, Nelly Furtado played like 5 times, and I shit you not, it was all the 2 songs from like 2007 just on repeat.
So you're saying that you're like a bird, you'll only fly away?
Do you know where your soul is?
How much?
Do you know where your home is?
How much Natasha Bedingfield was in there? How many times did you hear Unwritten?
Actually 0 today.
Okay.
But Friday, that was a different story. Both heard Unwritten and Pocket Full of Sunshine.
I'm like,
Yes.
I'm the weird fucker who's like, no, These Words is such a better song than everything else she did. Also, I liked her brother's song, Gotta Get Through This, Daniel Bedingfield.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was like an electro song, and then he did an acoustic version that was really nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's good.
But like, Because normally, like, there'll be like some days where it's just the Beatles and Elton John on repeat, I'm not like necessarily complaining because it's never like the same song, but it's also like, can we listen to something else, please? But they did play "In the End" by Linkin Park.
That is a weird juxtaposition.
I know. It's just like we go from Jason Mraz to one thing. I don't.
How do you jump from 2008 to 1998?
I mean, at least it
but
wasn't
for
the
real,
Machine
though?
Gun Kelly version.
Oh no, there's not a machine.
I love Jason Mraz. I really love Jason Mraz. I love his
do.
stuff. He makes me happy.
It's very chill.
Very chill.
Music to vibe to.
Yeah.
Fireworks from the Freeway.
I
all
also
that
like
jazz.
Jack Johnson.
Oh my God, that's a name I haven't heard in years.
You're welcome. You're welcome for that. That song Taylor, he got Ben Stiller to do the music video for. That's my favorite song to play on my ukulele. It's a good song.
Apparently, he's like a
What's
huge
curious?
metal fan too, which I was taken aback by. I was like, you know what? That's cool.
Anyway, welcome to this episode.
The longest cold open in Cajun Greatness here.
You know,
It's-
somehow I still doubt that.
I don't know. We're at 10 and a half minutes, so it might be like in the running.
I could have sworn we've gone 15.
Well, I mean, if you want to be real technical, Raising Arizona is like
It was an hour cold open.
it was just cold open. We never did the movie.
the balls were freezing that day.
Ugh.
Ooh-wee.
But yes, welcome to Cajun Greatness, the show where we discuss the films of Nicolas Cage 47.3.673912% of the time.
And this year it's definitely a lot lower because this is technically the first full-blown Cage movie of the year, not counting a rewatch.
Look, we're just in the first week of March, okay? There's 10 more months to go. We'll make up that ground.
Can you don't say things you don't mean, Jim.
Well, like we're going to hit at least 40 to 45%. I feel confident. I mean, I don't, but I'm going to say that now so that someone can put us on the Age Like Milk subreddit.
Yeah, which is just the whole show.
Yeah.
No. But no, by October, if we don't have at least 75% of his filmography knocked out, what's even the point?
Like we're doing extra episodes. Like suddenly we just get real on the ball. like we do most of his movies, and then just the rest of our time it's just bullshit.
3 releases a week, bitches.
It's like 3 times a week. It's like, oh, fuck.
We record. We just do a record-a-thon and just record for a week straight.
Every Sunday, 3 movies, 3 shows for the next 3 months. We got it.
Yeah, we just record in advance so you don't have to watch it and just take the rest of the year off.
It's like we record first, then watch the movie.
No, we come back next year. Oh, yeah, let's do all those inside jokes from recently, last March.
Man.
Ugh. Man.
Manly men.
Oh, Lord.
Men.
So, yes, Cajun Greatness.
Yeah, that.
We are actually talking about, well, okay, we watched and we'll probably talk about a Nicolas Cage movie today. It's one of my favorites, and actually the first movie the 4 of us watched together for one of my birthday celebrations that I never enjoyed. We watched Mandy.
Mandy.
It was a good time.
Monday.
And of course, let's do our normal introductions for any FBI agents who just happen to be getting into the show today. To my right is, of course, Jojo.
It's a me, Mario.
Love the enthusiasm. To Jojo's right is
It's phantasmagoric Pat.
it's with the alliteration. And to Pat's right,
It's cult leader Cannon.
Whoa.
leading cults.
Leading callbacks, too.
The cult of Captain Esteban from Zorro the Gay Blade.
Emilio thinks that it would be even better if we all do the Zorro cosplay, but you are Captain Esteban.
You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it.
We'll get you the fancy ass jacket with all the tassels.
Dress me up as a nutcracker and an ice cream. All the time.
I mean, a Nutcracker costume in Halloween is going to be pretty cheap.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, we watched Mandy.
Yes.
And,
Yup.
the first time we watched it, it was a trip.
Yes.
Second time, it's still a trip. So, since we're going to do the cold open and the intros, let's go around and we'll give our brief reviews and star ratings and then get into the meat of whatever the fuck this acid trip was.
Mandy.
I forgot how weird this movie was. I think it just kind of was a wash like the first time. And I also didn't watch like the first like 15 minutes of this movie the first time through. So I didn't get some of the weirder, just kind of more atmospheric parts. But put it succinctly, this movie marriages two things that I love. Pretentious art house film and heavy metal. And it's fucking rad, and I don't know. And I don't like, it's just one of those things where it just clicks in my brain. Like, you asked me to justify why this movie's good, I'll be like, oh no, it's pretty.
It's badass, brother.
Like the axe is badass. Also, the soundtrack. I mean, the goddamn movie opens with one of the best King Crimson songs. Like, come on. Like, I would love to just like party with the director, because he'd seem like we would like vibe on the same wavelength. I think going 4.5 on this one.
Wow. Nice.
I initially was at a 4 from the last time, but now I think I'm bumping it up.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Okay.
In a rare instance, this is actually not only me walking to a movie I haven't seen before. This is actually the third time I've seen this movie. First time being I watched it with AYCH Gang back when the movie first came out, because Wenzel bought it on DVD. Second time being we watched it for Shimmy's birthday 3 years ago.
No, it would have been
19.
29. Yeah, maybe 3. I don't know. Time is a flat circle.
Well, definitely 2018 was when you watched Mom and Dad.
Yes,
So
it would have been 2019.
So at least 3 years ago. It was definitely before COVID times. So I will say, I think this time is probably the time I enjoyed it the most. Not to say I didn't enjoy it the previous times, but I feel like each successive time I found myself getting into the rhythm of the movie and like finding more things to appreciate. 'Cause I know if you haven't seen this movie for the first time, it may be a lot to take in, just because it's a very surreal, off-kilter type movie, and it's very deliberately paced. Like, I remember watching the first time, I was like, this is like ponderously slow. And of course, this being the third time, I kind of know what happened, so it didn't. So I was like, okay, this feels pretty quick now. I know the beats now. So I feel like I might actually rate it higher this time. Like, originally I was 3.5. I might go 4 this time.
Oh wow!
Which, like, if it's not at 4, it's cusping on the edge. Which might as well just make it 4.
Fair enough. Canone,
Yeah.
what'd you think?
Well, this is a weird one for me. I'm the beginning of this movie and it's like the first half of this movie and the second half of this movie are like two completely different monsters in my brain. Like almost on screen, they feel like two different movies. There's elements of it, and of course we'll get to that. But, and I remember the first time seeing this movie, enjoying the second half a lot more than the first, and that still remains true. However, there are cool bits in the first half that I had forgotten about, that I remember now. As of right now on this movie, I'm sitting at a 3. Like, I did enjoy it. There's some things about it that didn't really click for me, but again, we'll talk about it. That's why we're here.
That's fair. That's fair. Like Pat said, the early bits, the first time I watched it, I haven't seen this since my birthday.
Yeah. Same.
So first time I watched it, those early bits are ponderously slow. Now, like, I enjoyed the visuals, but the whole time I'm like, okay, I'm sure there's a plot somewhere. We should probably get a move on there, champ. Let's get to the plot. But by the end of the movie, I was so enamored with the insanity, I loved the movie. I never felt the urge to watch it again, but that's not unusual for a lot of movies that people love.
And just because a movie may have the biggest rewatch value doesn't mean that's a deterrent or detriment for viewing.
Right.
And also, too, like, you have to be in a mood to watch this movie.
Oh, for sure. And
Like, I couldn't just, like, throw this on, like, a Sunday afternoon sort of thing.
when I got here tonight, I was not in the mood to watch this movie.
Really?
I know that's a shocker. I think it was the part when I said, we could watch something else. That might have tipped you guys off. Because I didn't know how we were all going to react. Out of all the ones that we have seen before that we were going to watch again on the show, this was the one I expected to take the biggest hit in my score and in y'all's scores. But you know what? I still really like this movie. There's a lot of parts where I couldn't really articulate why I like it so much. But God damn it, I do. So I had it at 5 stars from before. I'm staying at 5.
Oh,
It's a good, to me, it's a really good mixture of artsy and insane.
Yeah.
And, I'm a fan of the mixture of artsy and insane. That's why I love Prisoner of the Ghostland so much. It's pretty to look at, and then there's a chainsaw fight. It's the best of every world.
And like, the most metal axe you will ever fucking see.
Oh, it's so cool.
I do think that the visual and the aesthetic are the most coherent and strong thing about the movie because it takes place in the early 80s and it's very much a love letter to those old I don't know what we call those dime store fantasy novels or sort of the wizards airbrush on the side of the van very that, and I think it captures that era very well and how it's shot and how it's made and because Cosmatos, I think the director, he has just an incredible vision and how he articulates that. Although I will say this is probably one of those movies that it's gonna land with you or it's not because it's very much object of personal taste.
It's very polarizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of that does have to do, I think, with the heavy metal aesthetic, and it's not even so much that it's even an aesthetic. It's the most heavy metal movie I've seen that's not about music.
It's the movie since heavy metal.
It's like Frank Frazetta got on acid and then made the backgrounds to this movie, all the scenes and the colors. Also, I will say, the first time we watched it at my house, the lights were on and the TV's at a weird angle in the living room. So I in my memory, I couldn't see shit.
It puts us a much smaller TV.
This time, much better.
Much bigger TV.
The lights were off, except that one time Liz turned them on and caused us all to go blind.
We all recoiled in horror.
So when you watch this film, make it a big TV in a dark room. That will very much help.
And plus, it just this movie is such a mood and tone movie. Putting yourself in that right headspace just really helps you
engage with
it. Yeah, because this is definitely talking about movies being thrill rides. To me, this is like a roller coaster.
Because you definitely have that slow ascent, you're taking up the hill, and then you had to rocket down into just blood,
and then just loop-de-loos and chainsaw fights. Did we mention there was a fucking chainsaw fight?
There is.
Yeah.
So we'll very quickly go over the plot to the movie, hit the quick beats, so that we can just jump around like we always do. That seems to be a decent enough formula for us. Nicolas Cage and his wife Mandy live out in the woods. Mandy's walking to work, and this cult drives by in a van where the leader, played by Linus Roach, sees her, and he's like, you know what? I want her. So the cult uses a weird ocarina called the Horn of Abraxas to summon meth biker Cenobite demon dudes who kidnap Nick Cage and Mandy, and then the cult leader comes on to Mandy, and she laughs in his face and his tiny dick, and so they burn her alive. And Nick Cage is real sore about it, so he kills everybody.
The end.
That's the movie.
And it just gets progressively more insane as it progresses.
Yeah, he snorts coke and hits some really hard, like booby trap LSD, and just completely loses his mind.
Yeah, and that weird gray goop.
Yeah. So that's the plot. That's what happens in the movie. In this 2-hour film, that is the story beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No exaggerations.
Yeah.
So
But it was good.
It is insane.
I was really surprised, like how much like this third time, like I was like really getting into it, because like it's kind of just sort of the subject matter and I guess the intensity of the film is kind of like a barrier for entry. But I'm just like, because I've been so, I guess, accustomed to the madness at this point, like, I was really and plus I just love how determined they were to put a lot of practical effects in the film. Like, I love how they did the LSD wasp bit, and like the black skulls, like the demonic Mad Max monster bikers. How like they're just so like gross and visceral, and you don't really get a great look at them to sort of like engender like more like fear and uncertainty about what these things are, because like there's a lot of the movie where you're like, how much of it is literal and how much of it is just like this weird just presentation of events. And I think like that uncertainty is part of the movie, and that's just sort of like for you to just ponder on.
There's one bit at the end that takes me out of the movie for the dumbest reason, but I think you're gonna like this. So at the end, he's killed everyone who isn't the cult leader, Linus Roach, and he approaches the cult leader. And like he breaks like, I'll do anything, man. Just don't kill me. You know what? Fuck you. Never mind. How do we do this? So Nicolas Cage just crushes his head with his bare hands. When I was a child, this is not a sad story, but when I was a child,
we were ready.
I don't remember what comic it was in. It was in the letter page of Wizard magazine. Someone wrote in and said, since Spider-Man is so strong, could he crush his own skull with his bare hands? And so the letter writer, Jim McLaughlin, got in a scientist of some kind, like a biologist, I think, who said, essentially, if the proportional strength applies to the bones as well as the muscles, then because our skull is so dense and shaped so well to be strong and sturdy to protect our brain, that your arm bones would shatter before your skull would.
Oh, wow.
So scientifically, it should have been impossible for Nicolas Cage to crush Linus Roach's skull.
In a movie where there's demon bikers,
yes,
and
lead-colored LSD.
I was about to say, I do have a theory as to why he was able to do that.
Okay, what?
Well, the story behind the bikers, they got some bad LSD and turned them into basically superhumans.
That's true. They did have a lot of superhuman tendencies, so that would have done it.
That was the LSD he took before he went fucking sicko mode on everybody.
Yeah.
And now that's why, fuck it, the ending shot when he's just like uber crazy, that's just him now. Yeah. He has nothing but insanity.
And so he would have been strong enough to do that.
Yeah.
Because, the leader of the biker gang, he got an arrow through his neck, and he just yanked it out and just kept looking at the fire.
Yeah.
So, and plus, that's kind of part and parcel was Cosmonto's stories. Because with his first film, Beyond the Black Rainbow, the main character, I guess, slight spoilers, has this sort of a similar transformation to, person, and then their incidents and experiences kind of make them possibly beyond a human being by the end. So Nicolas Cage is just like a fractured human sub creature, elder being now, or whatever you want to call it, just from the sheer insanity of what he consumed and experienced. So it stands to reason that he got powers now.
Well, and he does have the vocal filter at the end of the movie, like the demon bikers have.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Ooh, what a crazy movie!
Yep.
It is definitely a ride.
And it's just, I don't know. It's just like Shimmy said. It's kind of hard to fully articulate what it does. Like, other than like, obviously, like they're like, I'm predisposed to like this movie for certain elements of it, but I think it's just kind of the tone is very hypnotic, and even though it is slow, and I do think this movie could have been a little shorter. Some of those scenes you could have trimmed a little bit off of.
Yeah, I would agree.
Most definitely.
But you know, it still it adds to this just kind of like
Dreamlike, like languid, state of it. And he said as much, the director, that like the pacing is very intentional, but also like you still have to be a certain type of person to be receptive to that sort of pacing.
Oh yeah,
because his first movie, Beyond the Black Rainbow, it said that to just have a comparison of what the pacing like is in that one, the slow parts of Mandy are the fast parts of that movie.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, like I've heard the plot of the movie explained at one point, and I was like, that seems cool, but probably like in execution is very insufferable.
He said it's like it was made like a very like sterile, like sci-fi, kind of like 2001: The Space Odyssey. But it was like a lot more surrealism and like blasty colors.
One thing I did, about Mandy is that this was sort of the start of the most recent, like, public remembering that Nicolas Cage is a good actor.
I was going to say, because I feel like this is one of his most important movies. If you like if you had like a timeline of his career, like this is sort of like really a big setup for his next like era of his career.
Because he, like in 2010 or 2009, he did Bad Lieutenant, which is great, but nobody, like, it wasn't well received because no one knew what to expect with it.
Yeah,
and we'll discuss that when we get to Bad Lieutenant, because
at some point,
because like the circumstances of that movie are really weird.
Yeah, it's all over the place with that one. And he followed that up with Kick-Ass and The Sorcerer's Apprentice and Season of the Witch, and then Drive Angry, which we've covered 2 of those.
Yeah, and
we like Season of the Witch well enough; it's fine. Drive Angry we liked a lot, but Drive Angry suffered from being 3D.
Yeah,
in the worst way.
Yeah. And then he did Joe in 2013, which was really, really good, but it was still underground.
Yeah, that's a very like indie movie.
A lot of these were like direct to DVD films,
right? And this was before like major streaming, so it wasn't like it was widely accessible. Mm-hmm. And then he followed that up with Left Behind, so it was a lot of like he'd have a like a spike, and then just a bunch of shit, and a spike, and then just a bunch of shit. But once we get to Mandy in 2018, and then he's also in Into the Spider-Verse, which is more good press. And then we get to 2019 with Color Out of Space, which just sort of continued that, and everyone glossed over Jiu-Jitsu. Mm-hmm. Because it was 2020, no one was paying attention.
Yeah.
But then that brought us to Prisoners of the Ghostland, which got a lot of press. Willy's Wonderland, which got a lot of press, and then Pig, which better goddamn win an Oscar, I swear to God.
Or he won something for it recently.
Yeah,
not the Golden Globe.
27th Critics' Choice Awards. He was nominated. But like, so that Mandy was really the kickoff of the, he can actually act. That's right. We forgot he won an Oscar. Even though there were a bunch of us who were like, yes, of course he can act. He just likes money. Shut up.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with just, making career movies. I mean, hey, you need money to get by. And plus, I know he's had his troubles with money in the past. Yeah.
Right before, when they were filming Mandy is when he got divorced from his wife. So that a lot of the performance from this came from dealing with that.
No, I remember reading that he sort
Makes
of
sense.
because it was a very abrupt separation he had from his then wife, so he just took a lot of his like grief and frustration, and put that to his performance. And Cosmontes, he said that a lot of this movie was just it was a way for him to get out his grief of his parents suddenly dying.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah, like there was a lot of emotion going into the film.
A lot of rage. A lot of anger. a lot of fucking pure gasoline getting inhaled on a toilet.
Yeah, so the fucking like lighter fluid that he chugged down in the bathroom in his tidy whities.
I'm just gonna assume it's like that universe is like equivalent to like Everclear or something.
Yeah.
You remember Everclear, kids? Good God.
Yeah, like, that scene was one that I saw singled out
Four
by a lot of
Locos.
people by being such a good scene because it's Nicolas Cage in his tidy whities, vulnerable in a bathroom, screaming, and you actually feel his rage and grief, and then rage, and then grief again, and then sadness, and then pain, and then grief, and then rage. It's really good.
It's every screamable emotion a person can have. He has it in about 3 minutes.
He also had an uncredited scream coach for the movie.
Scream coach.
Yeah, a guy to help him scream well.
God, I would love that to be a my fucking business card. It's like, hello, my name is Johann Screamenbach, and I'm here to teach you how to yell.
And there are a bunch of like fun Cage one-liners too. Like when he's captured by the Mad Max demon people thingies, one of them like cuts him. He goes, "You ripped my favorite shirt."
Yeah, he definitely has like some classic Cages like performances there. Where he looks, when like the girl Cinnabite biker, a
Cinnamon
just
Toast
like
biker.
when she cuts him, it's like, "You vicious snowflake," and bonks her on the head with a pipe. Then he pulls a nail out of his hand.
Yeah. Which I feel like he should have just pulled his hand out of the nail, but whatever, it's fine.
I mean, in the moment, you do what you do. I guess like whichever's going to cause the least amount of tissue damage.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he fights the dude with a blade for a cock.
Yes, there is a cock blade,
Yep.
which is a sentence that I really didn't think about saying today, but here we are.
And then he cuts the dude, that fat one's neck open, just gooshing blood.
Oh,
all
that was
over it.
brutal.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was,
man.
ugh. Like, just all in his mouth.
Just like all the LSD laced blood. After that dude just like Scarface freebasing in cocaine.
And of course, the first one he killed was the one covered in the spiky nails and shit, who just by sheer force of spikiness flipped Nick Cage's truck over him.
Just into the air.
That's the power of super LSD, baby. Super acid, baby.
Super acid will make you flip over fucking pickup trucks.
Just like a brick wall.
Yeah, no, it's like every super, like the first Hellboy when Hellboy punches the hood of the car and it flips over him, or like,
Like
a super,
multiple times.
like Hancock stopping the train. It's that shit. It's just,
Yeah.
the truck hits him and goes up.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do when you hit a spiky fetish monster? I mean, they're literally just all ATVs like Hellraiser demons. There's 4 of them. There's a fat one. There's a girl one. There's one more, and there's a leader. That's the Cenobites.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fair. There's spiky, there's fat, there's leader, and there's lady.
Yep. Just like that.
And they're called by the horn of Abraxas, and they drink blood.
Or
And I want more.
blood for blood. I will say there's one thing that's really hard for me to get past in the movie, and this is just a personal thing. But if you're in any way light sensitive, it's gonna be a rough watch.
Yeah.
There were a couple times I had to like cover my eyes a
A
little
lot
bit.
of strobes.
And a lot of the time it's like insignificant. It's just like, here, it's this fucking horn. But we got to flash a bunch of fucking lights to show you how important this fucking horn is. And it's just like, man, it's like, that doesn't bother me, but it was bothering me. You know, it's fucked. It's weird. So stop it.
So like that's if you haven't seen Mandy, light sensitivity warning.
Yeah.
And one thing I do enjoy, like I really picked up on this go round, how the cult in the movie, how like the one, the director has a fascination with cults, and two, I love how just pathetic the leader is. I mean, because most cults, it's just a sex crazed egomaniac, and he's just like the most ordinary, unremarkable person. And then at the end, you really see how like pathetic and spineless he is.
Yeah, and they were all pretty pathetic. Yeah. Like there wasn't even the right hand man, who's usually like, yeah, I see through you, but I like the power too. It's like, no, he's all in on this dude, and it's just like they're all just weird and gross and
they're all like greasy and like sad and gross.
Yeah,
and just like very strange looking. Like everybody's just weird looking.
Yeah, that one guy who kept like rolling the window up and down. How does he look like Beavis and Butthead at the same time? Like, how is that possible?
He's Beavehead.
Guy, you know those people. You know those people. You see them out in public, and they're just uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a bunch of uncomfortable looking people.
It's a bunch of uncomfortables.
Like that one mullet kid is what I imagine Stoop Kid from Hey Arnold would look like if he were a real person.
Yeah, that checks.
Yeah,
like pre-character development. God, and something that clocked this time is that when he kills his first cult member, it's I guess Brother Swan, the right hand guy. He takes the point of his axe and jams it through his fucking mouth into the back of his head and pins him into a tree. And it's like, oh, because he blew the horn, that's why he got stabbed in the mouth. And I was like, pretty sneaky, sis.
Yeah, and then Cannon and I, we had a good time with the subtitles, like the sound effects, like squish. There were like several of those. Just squish.
It's just like a very matter of fact subtitle when it's just like gobbling, gushing blood.
Squish.
It's like
if we ever do a best of album or something, I want to call it Squish, because my old friend DC Moon, who just died a couple weeks ago, he had several bands, and I still have one of this. Like when I met him, the CD he had, it was DC Moon and His Atomic Superman, and the name of the CD is RAR. RARR, from a monster movie he watched, and that was the subtitle when the creature would roar, just RAR. And I think the Cajun Granny should be Squish.
Squish.
It's like great.
Make a shirt, just
squish the hits of Cajun Greatness.
And it's just us screaming and Cannon doing the captain impression.
Yeah, just like your father.
I knew the scene was coming, but tonight it really came through. The transition between the cult leader and Mandy herself. Mm-hmm. That scene where he's just like just vomiting words the whole time, and it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And like so grainy, like it's made to look like, like it's 83 is when the movie's taking place, but like the movie looks like it came from that period, at least in this shot to me, but in a good way though, not
yeah, it's like all intentional. I think they was like filmed in Spectre vision or something.
Yeah, because they're focused on the cult leader's face, but it keeps morphing to Mandy and then morphing back to super subtly.
It's uncanny.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, and they kind of have similar faces too.
Yeah,
which makes it, especially like the in between states, really freaky because it's like, which one am I looking at right now? And it's like being like stupid fucking high.
And also, Andrea Riseborough, at least in this shot from IMDb, completely different person. Does not look like Mandy from the movie whatsoever.
They really make her look very uncanny in the film.
Yeah, it's just odd. It's just an odd looking woman.
And plus, like all the other actors, when you see them in the movie, when you see them like on their like movie credit page, they look pretty normal, but they found a way to make them just look gross. I will say, in terms of like like recent horror, Owen, forgive me here, Ferrere, he plays the older woman, white hair. It's kind of like who's jealous of Mandy. She is most recently in the Netflix Texas Chainsaw movie, where she plays Sally, the final girl of the first movie, Come Back for Vengeance.
Oh wow!
Oh,
okay, that's
Fair
neat.
enough.
Oh, and what's his name? Linus Roach.
Yeah.
Funny enough, played Thomas Wayne in Batman Begins. And the dude who killed him in Batman Begins is in this movie too. That's hilarious.
Richard Brake as the chemist.
That's great.
It's
Considering,
pretty fun.
current events and whatnot.
I'm vengeance.
Everyone, please, God. If you're listening to the week it comes out, watch the fucking Batman. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
You know, if you're listening to this anytime in the future,
Anytime. Just
watch the fucking Batman.
Like they changed the title of the movie. It's actually the fucking Batman now because
Yeah,
it's that.
if they could do it for Edge of Tomorrow, why not this? It's fine.
Watch again, repeat the fucking
They
Batman.
did the same with Harley Quinn.
And all you can hear is going to have a Batman retrospective soon, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, the AYCH gang is gonna give their thoughts about 2022's Matt Reeves' The Batman. So stay tuned for that.
Well, it's a little sneak preview. It's my favorite Batman movie.
Whoa! Spoilers.
And that hurts me to say because I adore Batman Returns.
What about the Lego Batman?
I love Lego Batman too.
Mask of Phantasm.
Mask of the Phantasm is great, but the Batman's so good. Like, and it feels unfair to compare Mask of the Phantasm to the Batman because the Batman has to set up its version of Gotham, but Mask of the Phantasm had like 3 years of the animated series to just leap into. And it's harder to compare animated features to live action because you can just do so much more with animated stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, that's why I feel comfortable saying No Way Home is my favorite Spider-Man movie, even though Into the Spider-Verse is amazing and spectacular. I love it. No Way Home just hit that nostalgia button. The Batman, I just love it. He's a detective. He has a legitimate no-kill rule as opposed to, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you. It's so
Save
good.
that for the Batman discussion episode.
Well, speaking
on
of
the wheel.
animation, perfect segue. There's animation in this film.
This movie is very heavy metal.
Yes.
Like it is like this looks like a fucking High on Fire album cover. Like especially those animated bits. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna.
You know what I
show
was
y'all
reminded
some-
of on like what another movie tried to do, but on like a smaller scale?
Huh.
The Fanatic.
I mean,
Do you remember those short bits
Yeah.
with the weird drawn cartoons?
Oh, God.
God,
Oh God!
It keeps coming back, baby.
it's
Because
like
Mandy...
acid reflux.
Mandy's like an art movie with like heavy metal Frank Frazetta animated bits in between. The Fanatic is like if Frank Frazetta had gotten a severe head injury after a stroke.
That's it. JoJo showing us all
It's like shit like that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
an image of High on Fire.
Nice. But yeah.
Also, the funny bit about probably one of the most jarring moments in the movie, and a movie that's full of incomprehensible shit. The Cheddar Goblin sequence.
Cheddar
I love the
Goblin.
Cheddar Goblin. But see, real quick, here's what I meant by like Frank Frazetta space shit.
Yeah.
It's so Frazetta it hurts.
It's like it's somehow swords and sorcery, but in space.
Yeah.
But I remember, I think it was the last podcast on the Left People. They had an interview with the special effects guy for the Mandy. He talked about how they kind of did Cheddar Goblin on a whim. Like the dude's like, "Hey, I got an idea. Can you do it?" He's like, yeah, and the guy made Cheddar Goblin like in a single night, and had with all the bells and whistles, and they cobbled together this like casting call to get these kids for the scene. It's like, okay, kids, you're going to eat macaroni and cheese, and this goblin's going to squirt mac and cheese on you. You guys ready? Yay! But it took so long for the machine to get going, and they had to reshoot several times. It's like the kids are going to get bored or whatever. But no, every single time for 8 hours, these kids were just like, yeah, shoot me with cheese.
Wasn't it the same guy who did Too Many Cooks?
Yes.
That's awesome.
God, I remember when we watched Too Many Cooks at the house. That was a fucking moment in this this household.
There wasn't a lot of that Tim and Eric style late night Adult Swim humor that I liked, but Too Many Cooks always made me happy.
It's so good.
And like this movie just gets more and more deranged. That's a Smiling Friends reference.
Squish. Squish.
It's like
Squish Gang, let's go.
it's like somehow you're stepping into like a wet sandal, but that sound effect just over a guy getting like stabbed in the face.
Welcome to Caging Squishness.
Yeah, and when Mandy is and again, like when she is taken, she is drugged with LSD, and then she is like stung with like some weird like LSD hornet or some shit, and she's like uber fucked up at this point, and then fucking Thomas Wayne is like full dong out for the world to see. Also, I thought he was like channeling his inner like he was trying to look like the singer from The Darkness with that fucking.
Oh God, yeah, he was. He was definitely channeling like 1972 Robert Plant.
And then just like, look at my dick. And then it's like she's messed up and she's laughing, and like she's laughing harder and it's sounding more demonic and it's great. And then he just like starts fucking torquing it right there. You don't see it, but you just see his fucking arm just like,
He's just like, shut up.
It's like, shut up. I'm going to Louis C.K. it right here in front of you right now.
Oh
God. Did you know that Justin Hawkins of The Darkness has his own YouTube channel now?
I do.
It's really good.
Pops up in my suggested feed all the time.
You should check out, especially the ones where he's like been asked by his producer, look, I'm going to show you these videos. You have to be nice. You have to say something nice about these shitty videos. And he tries so hard. Because he's clean now. At one point he said he was spending, I think, $30,000 a day on cocaine.
Cocaine's not cheap.
No.
Well,
but he's clean now. You know, Darkness is still touring. But check out Justin Hawkins' YouTube channel. It's really good.
now that he's back on the straight and narrow.
Yeah. I love The Darkness. I always thought if I was going to be a pro wrestler, my entrance theme would be I believe in a thing called love. Because right when the drums kick in, you get the pyro, and you know, it's good shit.
As evidence from past nights at Jimmy's when we play WWE 2K with like he had all of this like in wrestler form on there. He had like, and Jimmy just had every pyro option turned all the way up.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I was the Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it's just like if this was real life, the place would have burned down.
The game just breaks. Just like,
But then they stopped letting you have custom entrance themes, which is bullshit.
man, why did they ever stop doing
Something
that?
to do with the Xbox One's music player system, where it's like it's a separate entity from everything else, so it can't like port it into the games.
They were doing that shit on the original Xbox. I was changing my wrestlers' theme songs on WWF Raw and WWE Raw too.
Yeah, no, it's a bummer. And now the WWE
It seems a little
sucks,
strange
so-
for a modern day console, but I don't know how the consoles work. So
Yeah, we can't get modern consoles. Fuck.
It's only like once every 3 months, and I hope he got the money for it at that exact moment.
Yeah, I'm getting real tired of those emails at inopportune times.
Yeah. It's like just like at that point, it's like fuck. I just got to set aside a fund when I get the next goddamn email. or
And I
some
feel
shit.
like you and I keep getting that email on the same damn day.
I think we probably do.
So like each says like, "Hey, you get the email? I got the email. God
Like,
damn it!"
Hey, psst, I noticed you don't have a PS5 yet. We're gonna let you buy one. God damn it! I'm starving. I haven't bought groceries yet, but I also want to play Deathloop. I really want to play Deathloop.
well, good news: the heat from your PS5 will keep you warm at night.
Well, thank God winter's over. Hell, we never got one.
Don't worry, it's supposed to snow Friday.
Fuck yeah! Winter is here. Winter is here. Winter is here in fucking March.
Yeah, no, it's going to rain all week and then possible snow flurries Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, so we got summer last Friday, it being 89 degrees, and now snow again. Welcome to weather in Alabama.
Which is the most chaotic. And it seems like it gets more chaotic every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like back in when I was still in Mississippi, I remember a blizzard hitting in the middle of spring break. Mm-hmm. Like it was weird.
Well, tomorrow the high is 56, and then Wednesday is 60, Thursday 63, Friday 70 with storms, and then morning snow flurries on Saturday with a high of 43.
Damn, it won't stick or freeze to the ground. Mother
Yeah.
effers. You're going to snow, at least have something to show for it. That's all I'm fucking saying. What's even the point of snowing, okay?
Yeah, I was so pissed when, like, what was it, November, December, where, like, there was super snow and, like, just a few states north of us, and then we just got a light dusting, and that was it.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. is what
I mean,
that
I was able to put the merch store in the hood of my car, like writing it, and then posted it for tpublic.com/Cajun Greatness.
is. Take a picture of that and put that on a shirt.
Yeah, I should. I've got the picture still. It's on the social media.
It's like a shirt that says, "Hey, have you heard of our store?" And just the link on the shirt that you buy from the link on the shirt.
But
Why
not,
not?
but not the shortened link, like the entire thing.
Yeah, the HTTP //
Like it breaks the bounds of the picture and just starts wrapping around the sides of your stomach.
A few spaces down, it says, "John." It says, "Dad!" And it has a chili recipe from The Office for some reason. That's that's really in the Peacock's terms and conditions. By the
that's
way,
funny.
The recipe for fucking what was that guy's name again?
Kevin, I think.
Kevin's chili. Yeah, Kevin's famous chili. The recipe is in Peacock's terms of service.
I guess a little Easter egg in case you're looking at the terms of services.
I forgot what video game it was, but it was like a news story about it back in the day. But in their terms of service, they said if you click agree, you are agreeing to selling your soul to the devil.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well, we're coming up on our normal break time. Do you think we want to come back, or we think we want to call it?
I think we said a good amount on topic.
Yeah, no,
On topic?
stay pretty on topic, especially for a movie with very little actual plot.
We've already been going an hour, really?
This is 55 minutes.
Oh, shit
Well, the
balls.
first 12 was just bullshit.
Yeah.
See, there's your
But-
prerequisite was bullshit, and the rest was pretty on the ball.
Yeah.
Before we close,
Uh,
I just want to say I had a good ass time watching Mandy.
it was
Mandy was
fun.
good.
I actually own the movie now.
Yeah, you do. Very, very handsome steelbook.
It actually came with temporary tattoos of the goblin cheddar mac and cheese.
And you had
that's
mac and
fun.
cheese before the show.
I did.
You did have mac and cheese.
Not only did you have mac and cheese, you had Moody mac and cheese.
You're the cheddar goblin.
Also, you know what? Fuck it. 3.5 stars.
Whoa.
3.5. Let's do it. 3.5. I'm feeling froggy.
I did have a question. If one of us was immolated in front of the rest of the house, what would you use our ashes to turn into a weapon for your war and rampage of revenge?
Yes. War and rampage for revenge.
Yeah.
I think what I would do is I would scoop up the ashes of you, my friends, and I would wear the biggest cargo pants I could find. And all of you would be my pocket sand.
You throw us in people's eyes.
Like you just go to the cult leader that does this, like, and just cast them into the eyes.
Sha pocket sand.
Shimmy just got Gara powers, but it's our ashes.
All right, JoJo, what would you turn us into to fight the cult leaders that burned us alive?
WMDs.
This is JoJo's like tactical nuke inbound. Cannon.
I mean, damn. I thought mine was good. But I was just going to say a gun. Just get everybody's fucking ashes fastened into like
The gunpowder, and then just put it in individual bullets.
It's like the underworld bullets, but they somehow fucking do something super to them.
Oh no! What if you get the ashes and mix it with water and put it in a fucking super soaker? So you're just squirting the
In their
ashes.
mouth.
Yeah.
Shooting mud out.
What is that? Those are my friends.
As they said, just like melt. Somehow.
Pat, what would you do?
I had two ideas. First one being either I take your ashes and turn you each into a different bladed shuriken.
Okay.
One had 3, 4, and 5, and then because I'm shit for aim, I don't actually throw them. I just hold in my hand and hit the close range. Or 2, I turn you all into a Sansetsu cone, which is the 3 jointed Chinese fighting staff.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then you take a magic marker and write the names of which one is which.
Now it's like, but then I had to say, okay, fuck, which one was this part?
They had to be shaped like differently for our personalities.
Yeah. Or at least draw like a little stick figure of us on each one.
Yeah, I just draw my cartoon version of y'all, your head like on the center of the pole.
And since you can't like throw them and just go full blown post-apocalyptic style and just put them at the end of a bat, like the head of a bat, and just hit fuckers with it.
No, but better yet, I turn y'all into 3 nails. I put them into a baseball bat and just like crack people in the ass with them.
But one of them somehow ends up nailing Nick Cage's hand to the floor.
Yes.
It's like, fuck. Shimmy's like, I want to be that nail. I want to be that nail. I got to nail Nick Cage.
I got to be inside.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I know. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry, the nail bit reminded me of this. There's this fucking TikTok. I may have sent it to y'all. And you just see it's just like this. This is face. It says, "Hi, I'm Gwen Stefani. Shit," and then it like pans out. It's like, it's my shit. I fucking died. Oh my God.
No, I pulled up TikTok and like, oh, Cannon sent one. This will probably be interesting. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Because like at first like, hi, I'm Gwen Stefani. Shit, like, well, that's kind of. God damn it.
Now that one definitely had Vine energy. 100%.
Oh. I think that's an excellent way to wrap up the episode of Mandy. Oh, okay. Jojo, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
They can find me on the tweeters at JONIBOI24 and John Unson 12 on
Pat, where can they find That's Your Shit on the internet?
Yeah, they can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John Lost His Name. If you listen to the week it comes out on Monday, March 7th, we release episode 253 of All You Hear podcast, which is the core for AYCH gang hanging out and just like having a good time with some banter session where we just get into a whole bunch of shit. What we've been watching on TV, the games we've been playing, my distaste for the choice of Alabama State Bug, and a nice little reading corner, and a whole lot more. So go check that out.
Oh, fun stuff.
And also stay tuned for AYCH's spoiler review of the Batman coming soon.
With Probationary Lads, me and Cannon.
To a podcast theater near you.
Cannon.
And I've been That Cannon Guy. You can find me at That Cannon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Goodreads, and I'm on fucking TikTok. You know what? This is a terrible idea, but I'm there, and watch me do stupid shit.
Yep.
Cutting wrestling promos on Marquee Extreme. I'm fucking coming for that toilet paper you got on your shoulder there, boy.
You know, it occurs to me, I've been making TikToks for the shop. You know,
Yeah.
I should have done something today. I really should have. You gotta help me remember. We have to make quality content in something. Like clearly this isn't it, but like we can make TikToks that are fun.
Like, is this the official resurrection of the Cajun Greatness TikTok?
Like, I mean, may as well. I'm on all the stuff for the shop. Which, you know, if you want to buy some comics, come to the comic strip here in Tuscaloosa. We got stuff. Because I'm Captain Shimmy. You can find me Captain Shimmy's Kind of Art, Captain Shimmy's Almost Music, Captain Shimmy's Toy Box. You can check out our merch store at tpublic.com/user/Cajun Greatness. We'll add some stuff soon. I'm getting around to it. Fuck you. I'm busy. Squish. That's on the list now. I put it on the list earlier. Squish.
Squish.
And yeah, like check us out on TikTok. It's Cajun Greatness. Check us out on Instagram. It's Caging Greatness. Check us out on Twitter. It's Caging Greatness. Check us out on Facebook. It's Cage Greatness Podcast, because the word caging apparently goes against their terms of service.
Interesting.
But if you search Caging Greatness Facebook, like you'll find it. It's just like it's not the actual name of the page. It's weird. But yeah, that's where you can find us if you don't want to just listen to us here.
It's like, what if someone's like, you know what? I'm not fond of their show, but their social media, big fan.
You know what? Fuck it. Why not? You love our social media, buy a shirt. Anyway, yeah, that's been it for Mandy. Thank you all for listening. Again, a shout out to our favorite listeners, people like Postman Frank, our FBI agent, friend of the show Joe, R.I.P.
R.I.P. I saw him the other day. He's doing good.
Oh, that's good.
He's got a cat now.
Oh, nice.
But when is friend of the show Joe going to become friend on the show Joe?
Yeah, when is that,
question.
Joe?
Yeah, Joe.
We're waiting. We're not ending the show until you give us an answer.
Well, I mean, we're going to have to in the show, momentarily.
Let me see if you'll answer. No, I'm not going to fuck with it.
Yeah, again, tune in next week for our special St. Patrick's Day episode, which is not cage related, because we're
What?
I know this is a shocker. Where we'll be watching a classic horror film related to the holiday, because fuck it, why not?
Halloween.
That's the one.
Santa's sleigh.
Yep. Friday the 13th it is.
Fuck yeah, I got all of them motherfuckers. Let's go.
Stay tuned for the Friday the 13th file starring that Cannon guy.
It's the remake with Jared Padalecki.
I mean, hey, I'll watch that too. It's not bad. Also, there's a Friday the 13th in May.
Oh.
Do with that information what you will.
Stay tuned for
All
more.
right, fair enough.
All the movies in fucking 2 days.
Also, I'm going to say stay tuned in general to the AYC Network in May, because there might be some things coming. There might be something significant happening in that month. Don't know. Just stay tuned and find out.
Well, there you go. Thank you all. Good night, everybody.
Mandy!
How absurd.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
How absurd.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.